The stream title of the day. People don't understand the trading card buzz because they absolutely don't. But let me give you an example of something that's just bonkers. This is a group of people who are lining up 2 hours ahead of time in the middle of the day, waiting for somebody to come and restock the shelves of Pokemon cards. Now, we want to take that a little bit further. Certain stores right now are going out and ripping the cellophane off of, or slashing, if you will, the cellophane off of some of the packages of Pokemon cards because people are just going wild. You're going to have to listen a little bit. I'm going to try to turn this up for you, but here's an interaction between that same sort of similar group who's waiting for a restock and a manager at Target.
I'll be honest with you. We've been having an issue with scalpers, and this is the direction that I have been given to mitigate that issue.
Yeah, who gave that direction, I guess?
Is there
corporate dude, really? Because I've heard otherwise from corporate.
Corporate tells you that it's by store basis, and so that is what we're doing in this. So,
but what if we wanted to save it for the future?
Unfortunately, you have to buy it somewhere else now. So if you're gonna buy from this store, this is what's gonna happen.
I've just never seen another Target do that.
Yeah, it's just weird because I've heard otherwise from corporate too. It's like that you guys should not be slashing boxes. It's really conflicting information.
Now, if they didn't care, you know what I mean? He says we have a problem with scalpers, and then immediately people are complaining about it. I wonder. Now, a part of the craze that's going on within this wonderful world is the fact that you can go to a card show every single weekend, and I did just that this weekend. So here's a little bit of a rundown of my experience at a show.
Hey, it's Noah with Sleepy Pools. We're at Collectible Belleville today. Let's get it.
Trying to go into a small card show right now, and the lineup and attendance is so insane that we're actually leaving to go for lunch to come back later because there's no room. It's jam-packed. They need a bigger venue. Cards higher. All right, we came back a little bit later in the day. Was able to snag what we wanted for it. We were looking for just basically Pokemon Go cards. We got a Venusaur and a Blastoise. That's not too shabby. But yeah, the event was way quieter later in the day. Good one, but just the craziness throughout. And again, the vendors were still talking about how nuts the entire day and evening was. So that's a wrap for this quick show. More to come. And of course, after a card show, you got to add it to your synced app. So we need to look at how busy this is, okay? So the fire code, whoever the fire marshal is in the area, nobody let him know that this was the capacity. Oh my God. Everyone was showing up early. I think I went maybe an hour after it opened, and I haven't heard of a card show in this particular area in a long time. And the closest one to it, I think, is like an hour and a half away the following day. So people are making the trek out. They're not wanting to go all the way up to the GTA area, but this is a scene in Canada. How crazy is that? And again, every single vendor there completely floored at the attendance, saying, "Oh, sorry, all my wares are pretty much taken for the day." When I went by and tried talking to a few of them later on, Nobody understands how nuts all this stuff is if you are not out there. And also, what's crazy nuts too is the fact that Darren Rovell had a Twinkie that he's held for 50 years.
Well, we don't know the exact date of this Twinkie, but we know it's now close to 50 years old. It's the oldest sealed Twinkie in the world, believed to be. And we know it's around 50 years old because that was the logo in 1976 of Twinkie the Kid. As you see, there is no mold. That was the injection point right there. Most people would say, why would there be no mold if there is cream in the Twinkie? Well, the truth is, the cream is not made out of dairy. It is made out of beef tallow. Yes, Twinkies are not vegetarian. Anyway, we hope to keep this for another 50 years, but proud to have this item in my collection.
I'm trying to imagine holding on to a Twinkie for 50 years, but it is what it is. Everybody's got things that they're into. And a little bit of conversation from Pretzel, who we've had on the stream before, particularly about One Piece and questioning why is cheating in One Piece getting so rampant. Now, beyond the obvious that, you know, people, if given an opportunity, will cheat where possible, One Piece is going higher. Now, I don't have a whole lot of cards by any means, but I mean, look at this. The past couple of days, weeks, we're up like 24%. And that's coming off of like some lows. The excitement around everything seems to be picking up. More sets are happening. And the narrative has gotten that if you're playing One Piece, you're going to probably be able to make money if you are good at it because of the value of all of the different cards. Now, again, on that same topic, we're having the kind of same conversation around Riftbound. If you're able to go out to these regional events, if you end up placing well, people are selling judge cards for up to $350 to $400 I've seen coming from the event. The best of metal cards, again, going for tens of thousands of dollars. The metal cards going for several thousand. People are out there, they're competing, and a lot of the narrative too, especially around Riftbound, is players that are going to these tournaments, listing them online and trying to connect via a kind of like direct DM instead of necessarily listing it on eBay, or, you know, whatever secondary marketplace. But it feels like people are trying to really be like, hey, I need to pay for future tournaments. Here is what I'm willing to offer. And people are doing deals. And again, it is a massive community. Both One Piece and Riftbound are, I mean, I felt like the TCG plays, like world, had been quiet for a couple of years, and these two, in a competitive sense, are really bringing out the best of everyone, except for the fact of the cheating, which happened in Riftbound as well. There was a particular match in which the person didn't need to cheat, but they did, and it was a match that was like a showcase match, so it was all filmed, and I don't know how the hell that sort of things continues to happen, but it does. Now, quick little video here from Gary V. I want to point out as well, there is swearing within this, but I feel like I've known, or I've had the perspective of Gary being like somewhat in tune with things, but the way that he reacts to some of these Pokemon cards, I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that. But either way, it's still kind of a fun watch.
What do you do if it's a Charizard, Gary? What's going on?
I'm gonna punch you in the face.
I'm about to gift Gary V this $300 Japanese Team Rocket booster pack. Come check it out right now. Gary, first I want to do is, I want to gift you this pack. It's a Team Rocket pack. I want you to rip it. Not really. I don't want to do a character like that right now. Now this slower, Gary, slower. Now this is
Faster.
Two at a time.
There's an Arbok.
Amazing.
There's an Arbok
so
and
into that
Eradicate. And he's like, I'm
Yeah.
so into that guy.
Wow.
Okay.
I'm just gonna sign it and give it away.
Yes.
I'm gonna put that over here. I'm gonna give that away.
Let's go.
Okay, I'm like, this is intense. Ooh. Ooh.
It's like a deck of cards.
Ooh. 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 This is it. My whole life depends on this.
What do you do if it's?
I'm not as rough as you think. I'm good screwed.
What do you do if it's a Charizard, Gary? What's going on?
I'm gonna punch you in the face.
Oh.
Whoa! My goodness. All right. Apart from the fact that I can't hear anything anymore, there's your exciting pack pull of the day. And from Ed Holloway, I saw this one, which was kind of neat as well. They have a master set of all the Elite Trainer Box sleeves. This is actually sweet, and I feel wouldn't be too impossible to actually get, where the Elite Trainer boxes themselves, maybe a tiny bit harder to get overall, but still love to see that. Dino Nuggets had the take a little bit before. Yo, Sorba, what's going on? And they turned out to be right. The 30th anniversary set for Pokemon will never live up to any expectations that are being put on it. And wow, I don't want to ruin the response from the average person, but here's the reveal trailer. And apparently a Pikachu is going to be in every pack. There's been a big narrative, so that's what they're starting off with. These cards have been like the focal point of people questioning this set. Do you like them or do you not? All right, so there you go. You got to look at a couple of the cards there, and Rip Routine pointed out the fact that the Mewtwo has swimwear on, was their description of it, which, all right, now hearing that, it's kind of hard to unsee. I don't actually mind this kind of colorful 30th stamp. I don't really care for the average. I don't really care for the average one that's like the typical Pikachu look with like the black tipped ears for the other anniversary set. I don't know. I don't think that's okay. Like, I can't even get the right words out. I think stamps are awesome, right? Like, I really do think that stamps are cool, but I don't know if I just care for the look, and I feel like it's taking it away. I think it's a chrome finish on the Mew, and Mewtwo itself can look cooler in person. That I will agree with. I feel that they are not doing justice in terms of like what the digital aspect of things look like, but on the train of the 30th anniversary and everything going bonkers in the Pokemon world, this is like 11, 12 new sets. They got a Garchomp in here. The Mewtwo, this one actually looks really, really cool. I think Game Capital actually posted an image of it that yeah, this one. Like full, like just like the card. I mean, I think that looks awesome. But either way, the amount of money they're going to make off that is insane. And I don't know, did they end up, has anybody seen the finalist or the person who won for the Pokemon Lego competition? I feel like we've still not gotten word on that front, like, at all. Lego Pokemon finalist. Set finalists. That was a day ago. Yeah, 4 days ago. Yeah, okay. We've gotten nothing yet. We've gotten absolutely nothing yet. Unbelievable. But if you want something that's coming up, the Market Forces TCG by Van Eck. If you are a Sync Supreme subscriber, you get first access, and of course, they're the sponsor of this stream and all the content that we do. If you want to scan the QR code on the screen on the bottom there, you'll be able to download the app. It's available on Android and iOS. You can scan cards to add to your collection. Follow the pricing on that, or just to know what cards you have in your collection. And you can also aimlessly scroll through all of the sets of multiple TCGs, including Riftbound, One Piece, and of course Pokemon, with more coming down, and a little Vibes TCG, which happened on the weekend as well. And now that I'm remembering that, let me actually go over, because Maddie B posted a video earlier of how that competition went, and I think it's kind of cool. So let me bring that up right quick.
All right, game one in the books at the Vibes 10K. I'm 1-0. Let's hope this continues. More to come. All right, just played Suarez, former champion. He beat me with this bunk, but it was a good matchup, and I'm 3-2. So I'm still sitting with big boys, hoping I can hang in there. I can't really afford another loss, though. I don't think. We'll see. I'm 4-1. Hell no.
Oh,
Hell no.
go.
I'm not leaving.
Let's go.
All right, let's go. All right, good news, bad news. Good news, I got to play Chonkaroo. Bad news is he beat me with a Bellyacre deck. So, but kudos to Chonkaroo. Great competitor. Wish him luck.
Oh, we've had
Really
Chonkaroo
fun
on the
match.
stream before too,
Now,
a ton.
4-3. Came down to the last card. So, kudos to Connor. Moving on to the last game. All right, so update. I'm 5-3. I think that has put me in the top 16. We'll see if I do any better. But great day today. All right, we're in the uncommon territory. Rare. Very nice.
All right, so that was that. Matt ended up finishing at 9th at the event. And I think one of the things, maybe this is an odd take of sorts, but you know how people have different skill sets of like what they do as jobs and everything else? But for bragging rights, right? Like, are you a musician? Are you an artist where you can, paint, draw really well? Roar, what's going on? What's the talent that you have? Because I feel what we could add in 2026, because of how popular that they are, that would actually be kind of like in the yearbook hot or not. This would be in the hot category. You'd be hot if you could understand. And skillful, like what? Knowing 5 to 6 of like the major trading card games are out there. I think I'd be curious. Does the average person know at least one of the major trading card games out there, or how to play it? Like, I'm not talking about like know and have heard about it. I'm talking of like actually gone and played a game, or kind of understand it on like a basic level, because that is skills in 2026, knowing multiples. Roar, I'm an artist. I do DIY too. I cook. Is it an art? Listen, cooking is an art form, and never ever let anyone else tell you otherwise, because it's just fact. So to recap again, we started off the show going over the fact that lineups for Target are bonkers. We then went into a video of a manager who was explaining to people in line, hey, we've had problems with scalpers, so we are cutting the cellophane on the products, in which 2 separate people then immediately start complaining, being like, well, where did you hear that from? And then they're like, well, this is why we have problems. We then went into One Piece and Riftbound. There's cheaters still happening in all of these. And why is that the case? Because trading cards continue to have such unreal value. I saw where the regional pin, it's a little pin that says Vancouver Regional. Somebody was willing to pay $100 to get a pin from somebody that went there. The trading card that had a judge stamp, we were just looking at the 30th anniversary for Pokemon and like the Pikachu 30th, right? Same thing with the stamps. Just, that's all it is. They got a stamp on the card. $350. People are loving it. The metal cards, best of cards, people are paying a pretty penny. One Piece. Listen, the conversation around like all these gotcha machines online is now talking about how all of them are going to need to go buy all these slabs. So these slabs are going to go through the roof. If you're not connected into like the blockchain or Web3 kind of tokenized realm as well, the past like 2-ish days, for whatever reason, the price of them has gone up a lot because of interest, but also the narrative on some of these social networks is that slabs are about to move, and people are now pointing out, hey, you know what, the PSA 7 to 9 slabs are like the last opportunity within trading cards and all of this other stuff. But we're getting to a Mania craze. We said, how long is this going to last back in January, if you remember, but it seems to continue, and continue. That's going to do it for the stream today. Of course, if you're wanting to get some other content, I did just upload a video that we played a little bit earlier of a card show that I went to, and it was run by like a super young guy. And I was like, damn, like this is cool that you're going out there and putting yourself out and running this event. And the vendors were just ecstatic and praising him the entire time that I was there of just how crazy it was. So if you're wanting to see that, again, that's at the beginning of this stream. If you want to go watch back, or if you go check over on the YouTube channel page or just my X page, Facebook, whatever the hell you are watching, you'll be able to find that. Roar, the plot twist of the future might be TCG collectors and players were living in the real world all the time, and the world was delusional with their Monday to Monday. Bravo, Roar. What a way to end it. Appreciate you guys. I'll catch you soon. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, morning, and or evening.